player that I really rate, and I mean, I don't understand why he's so underrated. Everton fans don't rate him that highly. Is Onana. I see a player there, and I see a player that's got so much growth in him still. But Everton fans just aren't having him. They're like, have him, take him, he's rubbish. So he'd cost a lot of money, but I like Onana. Do you like him?
Yeah, I think I like him more and more every time I watch him, really, especially at the Euros as well so far. I think he's been great. And I think he's probably just what we need as well. He's must be 6'4", 6'5", really good in the air, athlete, he's quick as well.
Well, Monchi, I think it might be time to step aside. Me and Earl called it. Welcome to Aston Villa, Amadou Onana. What a signing. This is absolutely huge. So on this episode, we're going to go through how Onana fits into the Aston Villa system, and we're going to take a look at all of the real good characteristics that Onana can bring to Aston Villa. And I think sometimes when a player comes in, they can add characteristics to what you don't have. But sometimes a player coming in can add something that your team is absolutely crying out for. And for me, he brings a lot of things that I think we severely lacked last season. Now, last season, we were absolutely unbelievable, but there's still room for improvement. And when I keep saying all of the time that we are by far from the finished article under Unai Emery, every time we get one of these signings that I feel like tick off a little area that really needs improving, that's adding to making us become this complete Unai Emery team. One of the things and one of the areas that we really struggled with last season across the whole team was physicality, athleticism, being able to get stuck in. When games are drifting away from us, such as Chelsea at home, 2-0 up, and it felt like once they got one, they'd get three, and they nearly got three. Who's that player that can sort of calm everything down, bring that physical presence, turn that game back into our balance? That's an area that I felt like last season really needed, work, and needed a player that we lacked. Yeah, we lacked Kamara, but he can bring that as well, Onana. And then another area, I did an episode after the season finished with set-piece defending. We were so poor at that last season and even attacking them. And then when I was watching Onana at the Euros and I'm seeing him get his head on absolutely everything, and we're all saying that's what we need. So those are two areas to start with that I think will be ticked off now, and areas that give me a lot of comfort going into next season. So we are going to have a look at Onana's biggest strengths, the areas that I think he will bring so much to Aston Villa. Then we'll have a look at him compared to current and a player that has left Aston Villa. And then we'll have a look at tactical pad of where I feel like he's going to fit in anyway. So let's get straight in there. Let's get stuck into it. Onana's athleticism, physicality, his awareness, his ability to sense danger and get stuck in. He absolutely reads danger. He eats it up. He is a ball-winning machine. And as we can see from some of these images where he just gets stuck in, whether that's a sliding tackle, whether that's manhandling the opposition, we can see him here just bullying a player out of the way, getting his body stuck in there. So these are all areas, slide tackles, that I think Onana all over the pitch, whether that's by the halfway line, in and around the box. He's a ball-winning machine. So in that aspect, he's going to bring that physicality straight to Aston Villa. Here we've got him stepping in on John McGinn, winning that ball back. And I feel like I can spot a player. I feel like I can look at a player and sense whether he's a good player or not. And the first time I ever saw Onana was when he was maraudingly running towards our goal, and he just parted the ways of our whole team, and nearly scored on his debut at Villa Park. And from that moment, I thought he is a player. And he's a player that I'm going to say he's massively underrated. He's a player at 22 who's got so much growth. When he enters the Unai Emery School of Coaching and Tactical Awareness, he will become a fantastic player for Aston Villa, and he'll be moulded under Unai Emery and become an absolute superstar. I'm calling it right now. He is going to be absolutely unbelievable for Aston Villa. So there we go. Right, next up, we have got him winning the ball back again, where he just absolutely he's classed it. But also, not only does he do that, but he tracks back and he tracks runners and he's aware of what is around him. So his reading of the game is absolutely fantastic. Here we have a give and go. I think it's Trippier on that left-hand side. Onana's tracked the runner, sensed the danger, and he's got stuck in as well. Another key area, which I've already spoke about, is defending set pieces. We haven't been able to do this since Tyrone Mings got injured. And we can see on that one there that he's at the first port of call at that front post. Ollie Watkins is near post for Aston Villa. He's the one that normally heads things away at the near post. Tyrone Mings has been a floater in and around the 6-yard box penalty area. He used to be the one that would head things away of that second port of call, and then everybody else sort of went man for man. But Onana, I saw him for the Euros. He was absolutely heading absolutely everything away. So already we've got that attribute of defending set pieces, what Onana can bring to Villa. Again, here we've got attacking set pieces. He scores from this one, so we know that he can get on the end of things and he can put things away. And then we've got another one here as well. So great stuff from him, and he's brilliant in both boxes, which I think is another massive plus point for Aston Villa. Another area of his game that is good is passing range. He can sit in a little bit deeper and pass things from distance. He's got a nice eye. He can spot a runner. He's spotted Dwight McNeil numerous times as well. He's got a nice little cute chipped pass that he can do as well. So that's in his locker. Again, we've got more here. A little bit deeper, spraying passes galore. And this is the area that I think Unai Emery is going to want to tap into a little bit more. I can see Onana more in this area for Aston Villa as well. Breaking through the lines. He's strong. His dribble success rate is good as well. He's powerful. And you can already see here, he's got 3 options. Left, right, or shoot. So I think as a negative of Onana, and an area for room for improvement would be goal and assist contributions. But this is what I'm saying about what I've seen in him that I feel like can be unlocked further. So for me, he can play further forward. And I think in the role that he's going to play for Aston Villa, we should see him in more of these areas as well. So for me, this is an area that I really want to see him in more. So I think sometimes 22 with a signing, you can think, yeah, what's he going to do for Villa? Is he just going to come in and do what he currently does for Everton? No, I don't see that whatsoever. Because again, if you speak to Everton fans, they're happy for him to go. And I'm not being funny, but Everton fans should not be happy to see Onana leaving. Like, he's a wonderfully gifted player that is only going to improve. And coaching correctly, he's going to go, his ceiling is so high, it's unbelievable. Like, we're not talking like a house. We're talking like a skyscraper. That's how high your ceiling can go. So, for me, I think Everton fans especially are going to be looking at Onana next season thinking, where's that come from? So, I think that's what's going to happen with him anyway. So, I just think he's a brilliant player. So, let's have a look then at his numbers compared to current and previous Villa players. Now, if someone had to ask me who is better, Luiz or Onana, I would say, honestly, that I think Onana is better. Here you will see a contrast in styles. 2 players that are different, But I think one has got more growth in him to excel. And I think that is Onana. I'm not just saying that because Luiz has left. I just see so much more potential. But I also see Onana with the stats that he's really good at benefiting Aston Villa a lot more. So as you can see, compared the two, and this is coming from avfc Scout. You've already seen these stats as well because we showed these on the episode that we did do. So I think offensively, you'll see Luiz better. Defensively, you'll see Onana better. But like what I've just said, I expect Onana offensively to get a lot better at Aston Villa. So pass completion, 85.7 for Luiz, 84.1 for Onana. Pretty close. Progressive passes, 5.05 for Luiz, 4.61 for Onana. Assists, 0.15 for Luiz, 0.00 for Onana. Progressive carries, 1.80 for Luiz, 0.90 for Onana. But then defensively, 3.06 tackles for Onana, 1.74 for Luiz, 0.90 for interceptions, 0.69 for Luiz. Recoveries, 6.89 for Onana, 5.53 for Luiz. We've got aerials, 2.24 for Onana, 0.75 for Luiz. Passes attempted, 4.46 for Onana, 63.2 for Luiz. So, like I say, there's a contrast in styles, but I think overall, in the bigger picture, Onana will suit us better. You can see, now this is something that I do want to show you. Right, let's go here. Look at this. Now, if anything doesn't say brick wall, other than Kamara and Onana, I don't know what does. Brick wall comes to mind, and you shall not pass comes to mind as well. So that combination, when fit, is going to be brilliant. But to start with, that combination, I also think is going to be very, very strong as well. So we know we've got options in the double pivot. We've got Barrenetcha as well, Kamara, Barkley, Tielemans, McGinn, whoever you want to put there. But I expect Barkley number 6 to go there now, and Onana to go there as well. So that I absolutely love. And then you've got the stats compared to Kamara. You can see that Onana better aerially. And this is just going to be absolutely wonderful. We've got Yuri Tielemans. That complements each other nicely as well. Football is all about complementing each other with roles on the pitch and areas. And I think that is a really good combination. We saw at the Euros that when Tielemans didn't play with Onana, they weren't any good at all. But when they did play, they were a lot better. We've got Barkley in there as well. Those two would complement each other nicely. I mean, look at Barkley's stats. Barkley's stats last season were absolutely unbelievable. Look at it. It's so good. And then we've got Barrenetcha as well. So, Villa fans, this is a marquee signing for Aston Villa. And he is going to improve our team so much, even in the Champions League as well. He wants to play Champions League football. When Unai gets that clipboard out as well, and you see the pictures of him with Onana, it's going to be a beautiful sight. So, if I had to pick 2 players to come to Aston Villa this window, Maatsen and Onana would have been right up there. We saw it, you've seen it, we said it. We're not just saying it because he's here. Onana to Villa is absolutely massive. Up the Villa.